life where I'm standing on this precipice that is my late 20s, and I'm looking down into this abyss that is death or whatever comes after your late 20s. And I just keep thinking, I really wish that someone would make like a late 20-somethings Mutant Ninja Turtle TV show that I could look to for guidance. And like, it's all where the Mutant Ninja Turtles have to give up their childish dreams of fighting crimes, and they have to get like shitty internships, and they can't eat pizza anymore because they're all lactose intolerant, and their metabolisms are slowing down, and instead of living rent-free in the sewers, they have to live in like weird loft apartments now. As I say this, I realize I'm just describing that show Girls, but for some reason I think that naked Donatello is like way more sexually appealing to me than Lena Dunham. Also, if this were on a premium network, I would totally be down to get to the weird stuff, like all 4 of the turtles and April, because that's been a long time coming. Let me just throw that out there. But I could really use some turtle guidance on things in my life. Like, okay, a couple months ago, this friend, she's going on a camping trip. He broke his phone right before he left to go to the wilderness. And I have this old iPhone 3G, it's unlocked. I was like, hey man, just take my phone, like I want you to be safe. Takes it, he brings it back, I don't think about it. A couple weeks ago, I open up the phone, I realize that his content is still on there. So I go to erase it, and as I'm on my way to the general settings, I trip and accidentally fall with my eyeballs into his photo album. And since we're on this like Renaissance master painters kick, I'm just going to say that this guy is the Michelangelo of naked selfies. I was like Ariel when she swims into her grotto in The Little Mermaid and she's like admiring all her treasures. Except instead of thingamabobs, I had 20 dick pics. Like, look at this dick, isn't it neat? Won't you please show me some more trouser meat? And at first I was horrified. And then I was a little bit curious, and then I was just impressed because his penis is 9/4 long. I know this because there's a picture where he has placed 9/4 back on his erect penis. And if you can't think about how long 9/4 is, just like in your mind's eye, it's the same length as 2.5 Egg McMuffins. I know this because the next photo was 2.5 Egg McMuffins. Penis. I have a couple of questions. Number 1, did you go camping somewhere where McDonald's serves breakfast after 10:30 in the morning? Because please draw me a map to heaven on earth. Number 2, are you sexting with the girl that doesn't understand inches? Like, hey Janice, how much snow did you get last night? Oh, about 28 Egg McMuffins deep. How is that a unit of measure? But lastly, what did you do with the Egg McMuffins when you were done? Like, did you share them with your friends? Sitting around the embers of last night's dying campfire eating these Egg McMuffins? And then, did one of your friends go like, hey man, this is kind of weird, but this Egg McMuffin sort of tastes like your dick. The older I get, the more I realize that my butt is like my mom's sloppy joes. Because no matter how hard you try, even with 2 hands, you'll never be able to hold all of it at once. Also, because nobody wants to eat my mom's sloppy joes. I deserve that. So like I said, I'm 25, and all of my friends are like getting casually pregnant and like moving on with their lives, and I just have to say that I think human procreation is not sexy. Like, a man basically jams his penis into you and then pretty much litters into your womb. It's just like, here, take that. And then if you're lucky, that grows into this like weird mutant baby thing that basically like crawls its way out of your womb. This honestly sounds way more like a Stephen King novel than like the way that we should populate the earth. But whenever I get disappointed in human behavior, I like to look to the animal kingdom because I think they're very refined. And I've just been looking into the way that bees procreate. And so what happens? The male bee, he puts his sticker into the impregnates her, and then, to make sure that it takes, he rips off his penis, and he, like, puts it in her like a cork, and then he, like, keeps all the juices up in there, and then he does the bee equivalent of bleeding to death. And I'm just like, how romantic! Right? He's like, rom-com coming out. I'm just like, okay, number one, you know that guy's gonna treat you like a queen.